What is up, guys? Welcome to the top 10 Arrowverse Moments of the Week, episode 9. So this week included Supergirl Season 4, episode 8, titled Bunker Hill, Arrow Season 7, episode 8, titled Unmasked, Legend of Tomorrow Season 4, episode 7, titled Hell No Dolly, and The Flash Season 5, episode 8, which was the 100th episode of the show, titled What's Past is Prologue. So with that in mind, let's go over the top 10 Arrowverse moments from those episodes, although don't expect any moments from Supergirl or Legends of Tomorrow this week, but let's begin the list.
Who's your friend? Let me guess. Jesse Chambers? No? Maybe Lawrence. Wait, Danica Williams.
It doesn't matter who she is.
Good evening, Barry Allen. I was not expecting you this soon.
She knows you?
I know you as well, Nora West Allen, also known as XS. 5th recruit in the rebooted Legion of...
Gideon?
So basically every week in this series there is a slot dedicated to a reference. This slot is dedicated to not one, actually not two, but I think 4 different references. There's the Legion of Superheroes, there's Danica Williams, there's Libby Lawrence, and there's the Tornado Twins. My favorite from these is the Legion of Superheroes because it indicates maybe that Earth 1 and Earth 38 are going to combine in the Elseworlds crossover next week, and also the fact that it's not only a reference to the Legion and the fact that XS is a member of the Legion in the future or is already, but also a reference to the first season of The Flash when Gideon was about to mention the fact that Barry is a founding member of the Justice League, but Barry cut her off, and he did the same thing here where she was about to say the Legion of Superheroes and he cut her off. It's a great reference to that, as well as a couple other things, and all the references in this episode were great as well.
Hey, old man. Come on. Come on.
Oh, man.
So I don't really have much to add to this scene. It's a really nice moment. It's a great way to end this whole storyline of Nora knowing now that Reverse Flash did kill her grandmother, the person that she's named after. It's a great moment. It's a nice scene between Barry and Nora, and a great bonding moment between the two as well. So again, don't really have much to add except for what I just said. But anyway, moving on to number 8. This right here is the scene where Oliver became the Green Arrow again after not being the Green Arrow for 7 episodes and 7 months. It's a pretty great moment, even though it's pretty short. I mean, I only showed a 10-second clip, but it is still pretty great. Seeing Oliver as the Green Arrow again is awesome, even without the mask and hood, although that would make it even more awesome.
We need to talk.
Yes, Nora. Yes, we do.
So this moment, despite being a great reveal, definitely would be a lot higher on the list if it wasn't for 2 things. One, it wasn't very unpredictable, like I did see it coming because of all the hints thrown at us in the episode. Maybe that was intentional, but it did make it so that when it came, you saw it coming, or at least I did. And 2, the fact that Tom Cavanagh is playing Eobard Thawne here kind of bothers me because it just doesn't make any sense. But other than that, it was a pretty great twist, a great ending to the episode, and a great reveal for XS and obviously Eobard Thawne.
Since his release last week, Oliver Queen will make his first public appearance tonight at a gala supporting prison reform. But will Star City welcome back its former vigilante with open arms? Or has public opinion soured against the Green Arrow now that we know who's under that hood?
Continuing the trend of kind of predictable reveals this week was Green Arrow being revealed to be an Asian woman who was also the daughter of Robert Queen, meaning she's almost definitely a Miko Queen. The reason I put this higher than Reverse Flash reveal is because even though it was predictable, it was only predictable because of a leak that happened a month or two ago, which revealed the fact that a Miko Queen will be in this season, which obviously led a lot of people, including myself, to think that the new Green Arrow will be a Miko Queen. So I do think that that was unfortunate, and they did the best they could do with the situation and put the reveal right at the beginning of the episode, which I appreciate, and that is the reason I put that reveal higher than the Reverse Flash reveal. So this was just a pretty awesome fight scene. I've said this before, but I loved, my favorite type of fight scene really is the one-take fight scene, like from Daredevil, and Arrow has seemingly perfected it as well. If you saw episode 7, that would be evident, but this episode had something similar as well, where the Green Arrow took on some bodyguards, and it wasn't entirely one take, but there was a part of it that definitely was. However, you could see that there was a stunt double for a lot of it. It was very evident that was not Stephen Amell, which is why I think a hood would solve that, and we could have awesome fight scenes, one-take fight scenes, even with a stunt double, and that would be noticeable, but this fight scene in general was great nonetheless.
No, if you're here, and he's here, that means
You don't get home.
I get home. I get home. I go home! I get home!
You don't go home, Dawn. Unless you help me.
So I really loved this scene, and a big part of that, I think, has to do with Barry and Eobard's rivalry, showcased really well in this moment. I love the realization to Thawne that his plan doesn't succeed, and how Tom Cavanagh brought that out in the moment. I do think whenever it makes sense that Tom Cavanagh is Eobard Thawne, it is so good, like in The Flash Season 1, or whenever they go back to The Flash Season 1, not like Crisis on Earth X or anything in present day or in the future, but here it is great, and Tom Cavanagh really brought out his Eobard Thawne side, which I don't think he's done for a really long time, and it was great. So this was a pretty awesome moment.
Let's build this thing.
You're not going anywhere.
You got what you want, Solomon.
And who is this? Another speedster.
Zoom was the main villain out of the four that I wanted to see return the most in this episode, and while his screen time was very limited and that was very disappointing, the actual screen time we got hit with him was awesome. This really reminded me how scary and really menacing and threatening this villain actually was, and this scene just reminded me how much I loved Zoom as a villain, especially when his mask is down. Again, not so much when his mask is up, but when his mask is down, when he's wearing the mask, with that voice and the way he looks and the music in the background being very ominous, scary, and really dark, it is incredible, and this really reminded me how much I loved Zoom.
Dark matter retrieval successful.
Let's go get our time back in place.
I don't think any moment in this episode of The Flash was as good a tribute to the show as the particle accelerator explosion. The reason for that, I think, is that, first of all, the music in the background. I think the music played a big part in the moments in this week, like the Zoom theme and the Flash theme in general, above Barry and Nora hugging each other, and every major character who was affected by the particle accelerator in season 1 and through the flashbacks in the next 3 seasons were showcased, and I thought it was a pretty awesome tribute to the show and an incredible moment even without that.
You failed.
Why are you doing this?
You did this to yourself. And now, all of you will perish.
So yes, I did say that there wouldn't be any moments from Supergirl on this list, which technically I was wrong because this was in Supergirl, but this was also on Arrow and The Flash, so I could just say it's from The Flash or Arrow. It doesn't matter really, but this moment was really awesome. It really was a great end credit scene and great tease for Elseworld to showcase the Monitor. We've never seen him before on screen outside of trailers. That was pretty awesome. John Wesley Shipp's Flash from the 90s, that was great as well, and there was a great reference to the 90s Flash show, even though I've never seen it. Whenever he ran towards the camera, I'm pretty sure he did that in the show in the 90s, so that was a great reference if that was a thing. And Earth 90 was revealed, all these characters from the Arrowverse and even outside of the Arrowverse, and a Smallville connection. All of this had to land at number 1 on this list. So anyway, let me know your list in the comments down below, and if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.